Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out.
All right, man. Let's talk about some boxing. Dillian Whyte is now in the fight. Deontay Wilder, we'll talk about that if he get past Alexander Povetkin. Also, Danny Jacobs wants to take on the winner of Canelo Alvarez and Callum Smith. I know it's a slow day in boxing. We talk about Danny Jacobs. We talk a little bit about his fight coming up with Gabriel Rosado, I guess. But first, let's talk about Danny Garcia's workout on Fox. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And that's the best way you can help the channel out, just sharing the video. But, Danny Garcia, this is the second time I'm doing this video and I said that. Danny Garcia looks strong. He ripped up in the arms and the stomach. And to be honest, to a certain advantage, this fight is unfair. At least in preparation time. Danny been training since March, I believe. And I had a video somebody gave me him sparring a big, strong southpaw. So he's been training for Spence since February, since March, I say. So March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So he almost been training this fight for almost a full year, about 9, 10 months. Depending on when he actually started. So he been training for Errol Spence. So he got some advantages. Obviously, he ain't been in a car accident. Obviously, he fought this year. Nobody want to talk about his advantages, but he fought this year. He been training for this fight for like 9 months. He been sparring big, strong southpaws. The only issue I got with his training camp is training in Philly. But hey, what did he pay for a gym for if he ain't gonna train in it? So he been training for this fight for 9 months. He been sparring big southpaw. So like I said before, Danny Garcia got a ton of advantages that a lot of people just don't want to give him in this fight. I think, I think he didn't train longer. He done fought this year, so that's 2. He healthy. He ain't coming off no car accident. That's 3. At the end of the day, I think he punched harder. That's just my opinion. But, he a counter puncher, and a lot of people not giving him a chance. Nate Campbell told us that basically, Danny Garcia ain't going to win. Okay. Tim Bradley just said today that he tailor-made for Errol Spence. In my personal opinion, I don't agree with that. I don't think he tailor-made for Errol Spence. I think a guy like Mikey Garcia is tailor-made for Errol Spence. One thing about Danny Garcia is he's sharp. He a counterpuncher. All right. You know what I'm saying? So if Errol Spence got any openings, he going to find them. Now, do Errol Spence got a ton of advantages? You fucking right. Arm length. I think he a big, strong welterweight. I think he got speed. I think he got better boxing ability. He know how to use the ring. Jab is nice. So, he got a ton of advantages. But Danny Garcia got some advantages that you can't win in the ring, that you can't bring it to the ring in all his prep time. But today, he looked ripped. He looked strong. I didn't really see Danny Garcia look this strong ever. He looked good. He don't look lethargic. You can look at his skin color. His skin color is good. He said he actually gonna eat a little bit on Thanksgiving as well too. So he looked good. He looked sharp. He looked like shit. This might be the best Danny Garcia physically that you see now. Going into the fight, will this be the best Danny Garcia? We don't know. You know how hard it is to do a training camp. He been training for a while, but do let's say a 10-week training camp, 12-week training camp, 8-week training camp, and peak on that Saturday. Shit, it's damn near impossible to do it 20 times in a row, 15, 30 times in a row. But if his preparation is going to show up in the ring, he going to be on point, you probably going to get the best Danny Garcia that you ever seen. That's just my humble opinion on it, because he been training for a long time. And I think Errol Spence is coming in this fight a little bit arrogant, saying that, I'm not going to say who told me that they try to talk him to take an easier fight. People at PBC, his family, he said, Danny Garcia is a tune-up. I'm not going to lie what I heard. So, when people underestimate Danny Garcia, we know what happened. And then Danny Garcia's fought the better competition and the bigger punchers. Matisse is a bigger puncher than Errol Spence, especially in his prime. So, Errol Spence really can't bring nothing into the ring that this man either already saw, except for arm length. That's the only thing he could bring to the ring. Errol Spence ain't shit special. And I think, he got a chance, but I think Errol Spence is going to go in there, stick to the game plan. He stuck to Derrick James' game plan, all the other fights before. He stick to the game plan. He should easily outpoint Danny Garcia. He shouldn't have an issue in this fight. It should be 8-4, 7-5, not 7-5, 8-4, 9-2, 10. 10-2, 9-3, whatever. It should be a wide fight. He a superior athlete. He the natural welterweight. Just a better fighter. But apparently, Dillian Whyte say he wants to get down with Deontay Wilder. He said he don't want to fight him for financial reasons or nothing like that. He want to fight him because he don't like him. That's why he want to fight him. He said he don't like the man. At the end of the day, he got to get past his daddy, Alexander Povetkin, who put his bitch ass to sleep. All right, that was the highlight of 2020 for me. When Povetkin stretched him, I thought he was about to knock Povetkin out. I'm going to be real. But Povetkin stretched him and put him to sleep, man. He can't say nothing. Deontay Wilder, if he is at least 70% of what he was before the Tyson Fury fight, man, Dillian, I would pay to see him put Dillian Whyte to sleep. I'd pay some pounds, some euros. I'd pay $80 to see Deontay Wilder put him to sleep. Now, I've been critical about Wilder, what he been saying in the media and all that bullshit he been saying about that, man. I like Deontay Wilder still as a man and as a fighter. I just can't respect what he did. And he probably pissed off some of the stuff I said. I'm a man. I said what I said, and I don't believe what you spitting. But then again, never stop supporting you. I hope you put Dillian Whyte to sleep. I hope you give him that painkiller injection like Black Lightning. I'm mad as hell they're canceling Black Lightning after the next season. But nor here nor there. He said he down. So I'm kind of hoping that Dillian Whyte kind of avenges himself versus Alexander Povetkin if he gonna fight Deontay Wilder. But, that's a good fight. Eddie Hearn a minute and some money in that fight. He right. I definitely tap in and watch that fight. I pay for that one. I don't care who on the undercard. You can have wheelchair boxing. You can have UFC, MMA fights. I just want to see that fight. And he should have fought him when he had the title. I never understood, him refuse, because AJ refused to fight you. You refused to fight Dillian Whyte. That made no sense. Them two different men. You should have went over there and stretched Dillian Whyte before he got stretched by Povetkin, and you would have put even more pressure on Anthony Joshua. Deontay Wilder just had a team that was just stupid in this scenario. But I'm down. I'm down to see that. I'm down to see Deontay put Dillian Whyte to sleep. I don't think he gonna get AJ at all. But you gotta respect AJ. AJ a proud black man. AJ, white people was mad at AJ when he did that little get together in the pandemic on his crutches. I respect AJ on a different level as a black man. When he stood up to the white folks and he got all his people together, black people together over there in the UK, I had a newfound respect for him. So I ain't gonna be calling him Gay J a pussy no more. AJ a real black man. So I got to respect him as that. He earned my respect. It wasn't nothing he had to prove to me inside the ring. When he stood up to them, people say, well, shit, if you don't buy my fight, who cares? You got to respect Anthony Joshua as a strong black man for that one. And I respect Deontay Wilder as a strong black man. And I respect Dillian Whyte as a strong black man. And that's just my opinion on it. But I want to see it happen. I'll pull up to that if that's after this COVID. They supposed to be giving they supposed to have this vaccine ready by the end of this year. And they said all the people that needed that sick on ICU and all that. Shout out to the singer Jeremiah from Chicago. I'm happy to see him moved out of ICU. And they said they got the vaccine ready. So should be here at the end of the year. So then after the needy and the sick and the old get it, then the kids can get it. So, I'm not here to talk about it. I just want to get the news. I was watching Sunday Night Football and it came up. But Danny Jacobs said after he fight Rosado, he want the winner of Callum Smith and Canelo Alvarez. And if Callum Smith win, I'm down to see that fight. I'm definitely down to see that fight if Callum Smith get it in one time for the one time. If Callum Smith don't get it in, if he don't win, I don't want to see Canelo and Danny Jacobs. You talked all that junk for years, how you would knock Canelo Alvarez out, and then all of a sudden, you quick to back down. You see, I was drained and all that. Man, you already knew fighting Canelo Alvarez what the stipulation was. Danny Jacobs, even though he didn't win, a lot of people had to fight close. I thought Canelo won comfortably. But, if Callum Smith win, I'm down for it. I'm down to see him fight Big Charlo, Big Maul. That's a good fight. And I put money on that fight, that Maul knock him out at 68, wherever. I like Caleb Plant to beat him up. They got a little beef. Now I heard this might be his last fight with Matchroom, or one of his last few fights for Matchroom. So he had his Canelo Alvarez fight. I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see your African style. I don't want to see that no more. If Callum Smith win, I'm down for it. But he fighting Gabriel Rosado, he should win that fight easy. But never know. Gabriel Rosado was about to beat Peter Quillen, then they stopped the fight with a cut. You know, not saying it was suspicious, but it was suspicious. But hey, don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you have a business question, query, sponsorship, video request. All my social media links are in the description. Fastest way to reach me is Twitter, then Facebook, then Instagram. Also got a Facebook group. Want to make a donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Share the video. Best way to